It is time to make the sound to summon the stream. Why? I did not turn on the monitor display. I also didn't turn on the chat window. Okay. What a great start, huh? Greetings, dear viewers. I'm Coil Quickcard, and welcome back to the Community RPG Maker Project. If you are new or come across this in the future, I have been spending several months working on a game in RPG Maker where I try to integrate as many ideas as possible from my viewers. So, trying to recap everything that has happened and where we are right now would be a bit involved. Suffice to say, I am trying to design essentially a necropolis with a whole bunch of wings to it. We have not gotten in drone integrated since we don't have Quartus dealing with the party right now. I've got my spreadsheets ready so we can start planning additional materials. And I also have this lovely cucumber. And just a basic black tea to drink today, because I do love my tea. So in between episodes, I continued to put in more stuff from the bestiary. That is so damn quiet. One question, why is your streams not live streams? I don't quite get what you mean. Okay. So, Malter has gotten some new types of ammo. First off, he's got the furnace ammo, which we built and showed off last time. He's also got new gravity ammo. Gravity ammo deals damage to all enemies equal to 25% of their maximum HP, 5% on bosses. Sunlight ammo deals light damage to all enemies and also has a high likelihood of blinding them. And growth ammo, which is the most expensive variant right now, applies a buff to the whole party, which causes each party member to regenerate 10% of their maximum HP every turn for 10 turns. So, boop. Yeah, Malter has got some real firepower right now. We've also been working on the bestiary. I've gotten everything in the bestiary done up through the red dragon. Did you add any of my ideas? Several of your ideas have been incorporated during the live streams. I don't think there's anything specific you've suggested that was integrated since the last stream, and a lot of it is stuff that's going to have to wait anyway, since I am basically building the game chronologically as we go along, since I have absolutely no idea where it's going to end up. So yeah, the latest one we've got added in the bestiary is the red dragon. Yeah, we've got information on the mechanics, as well as a bit of lore for every enemy. The ones that still need to be done are these zombies, and then the stuff in the... Yeah, bestiary was your idea, and we got that added. I'm especially proud of this one. The rock.png, located in the fissure, has 1 HP, a 1 in 5 chance to drop a flavor packet. Notes, immune to all damage except for Pepsi damage. Attacking it will just get you hurt. If the rock is the only enemy left, you can always just walk away. Lore, a PNG of a rock that the developer found online. Definitely correctly cropped and with a transparent background. Definitely. I specifically went out of my way to make sure that that would not have a transparent background. Just because it amused me. So let's take a quick look around the Graveyard Gardens just while I kind of collect my thoughts. Think about the sort of things I want to do today. I definitely want to work on the interiors. Why no reference to the future paper item? Because I haven't designed it yet. That's why. I don't reference future things unless they are either already implemented or I know exactly how and when I'm going to be implementing them. So this is sort of like a magical academy. So I do need to work on that. There's a few benevolent zombies walking around here. They're not going to cause you any trouble. The Graveyard Gardens work well. Last time it took so much tile work, so I would actually be able to walk behind this damn thing. The purple stuff, you cannot walk in it. That's fine. Doesn't the purple stuff have an animation in it? Do you need any lore ideas? Not right now. As we work on... Okay, that works. As we build the enemies for this section, you are welcome to design the lore. I did not check out Pixel Studio yet. I've had a very busy week. And lastly, we designed a hedge maze. Not a particularly complicated maze, but it's good enough. Oh. Okay, well, I need to fix that. And that takes you right to the center of the maze. Okay. So all of that is working properly, as near as I can tell. I don't quite like how things are set up here. We need some kind of decoration on the outside of the barracks, I think. I mean, just some basic columns always work. There's nothing really wrong with columns. Oh, that's what these are! These are for the tops of columns. Oh, I see. Oof, that dividing line is really rough. It is definitely not seamless, that's for sure. Oof. That was not designed especially well. Still, I can work with it. Let's see if this one looks better. Is this one more seamless? It really, really isn't. That does not look very good, honestly. Hello, what? Welcome to the stream. Pillars are still some of the easiest ones to go, so we'll just go with these smaller pillars, I guess. Yeah, that'll be fine. Wait, is the enemy idea said an enemy that copies a party member's moves even doable? Ah, now Cole. I did think about that, and I don't believe I can specifically create an enemy that will be able to read what move is used against it and then use it back. But what I could do is create an enemy that just has a list of actions that are variants of the player abilities, you know, just scaled so that it's being used against them instead of monsters. And then have them just select from that list, have it be something like a cursed mirror. I could even potentially adjust the enemy in such a way that it could, like, be one per type of character. Like, I could have a copycat that is specifically Malter and uses Malter abilities. I could have a copycat that's specifically Ryu, and it could use, like, Ryu abilities. Stuff like that is absolutely within my abilities. And I do really, really like the idea. I'm trying to remember if we had found a monster sprite that worked for that idea. Because ideally I was looking for something that would be kind of like a mirror. Nothing that I can see. Building up a perfect architectural theming of the necropolis? Yes, that is the idea. My idea was like Duplies from... I haven't played it, but I assume that's the Thousand Year Door. Who copies the list of moves. Yes. Then that's actually exactly where our thinking is aligning, Cole. Very much like the Duplies. I could have a copycat doll. That is one possibility. A copycat shadow. That is another possibility. Oh, hey, a drone. Well, isn't that useful? Is there a cap? I would assume the base stats would be distinctly lower. Yeah, it's not going to be using the exact same moves. Like, I'm not going to say you pull this skill from the playable characters list. Instead, I'm going to copy those abilities and reduce their power so that they're balanced to be used against them. And yeah, there should be a cat. Oh my god, we've been doing the cat characters the entire time. We'll just have the copycat be the next version of the feline. Of course. Okay. Okay. That is perfect. Okay. Let's just take a copy of the Anaconda for now. Just for the sake of having some starting stats. We're not going to design the copycat right now, but we are going to Cunning copying Catboy. I like that. I like that a lot. I don't think I have anything else that's cat-like that is particularly humanoid. That's just creepy. There's a fox man. Yeah, so I guess we're just going with this. So this is going to be cunning copycat. Alright, this is the first enemy that is definitely going to be added, the cunning copycat. As we continue with my line of cat boys for some reason. Let's throw in some shadows. I think this is one of the reasons that the scaling on my stuff has not looked particularly right. Is simply because of a failure of shadow application. So Dungeon Necropolis, this stuff, I think that's fine. Is there a rat enemy? There is, and we're actually going to use rat enemies when we bring Quartus the Space Marine back into stuff. And they are going to be Skaven. So we have another Warhammer reference. Something that reflects enemy attacks, yes. The first time I ever experimented with that was with the rock.png, which used an explosion counter. But the way I have specifically set up my counter system, I can create specific counters to specific types of damage. Those are all really good ideas. I think what I need to do is start working on the interior. The next area that's actually going to be relevant. So, we started out with the Temple of Death and Darkness. This goes into the Graveyard Gardens. Maybe a robot that's designed to learn enemy attacks and copy it. For a character or for an enemy? But this is going to go into the seminary. So this is basically a religious school, a place where they would teach the future priests, which includes the actual seminary itself, which is basically a chapel hall, as well as a school, and then it has a connected living area as well as a library. So that's going to be a 3-part interior. So let's get started on it. We're going to go with an inside. Oh, for the copycat idea? I kind of like the idea of sticking with the cat boy, though. I'm kind of locked on that idea now. Since we've already got so many cat boys, cat girls, and felines integrated into the project. It's kind of like a running gag to me now. So this is going to be the seminary. Display the name, the seminary. Main hall. Make it a little bigger, but I don't have to go too crazy with it. We're going to need an interior. Those aren't necessary. No. Don't really need eyes on the walls, I think. Let's see here. No. Okay, a temple. That's fine. What do we have for a temple floor? And how does it compare to other temple? That one is a little too light, so I think we'll go with this temple. Sure, that works. It sort of looks like tiling. Oh, 10. This works. A healer that's character idea. Healer that's just a vending machine. That's why random place merchants are for buying healing stuff when low on health. Yes, I did also integrate the randomly located merchants. So the seminary is going to have a different musical track. So let's start by pitching it down, bringing down our volume, and let's look for something that sounds a bit off. What's this at normal? Okay, that sounds a little bit dissonant. It's peaceful, but it's dissonant. I think that's the kind of vibe that I like for this. So first, let's hop up on the topmost layers, and let's think about what we are putting in here as far as, like, decoration. Okay, we've got an angel statue. That works. A couple podiums at the side. Some stuff here. Puzzle idea like a Pepsi portation grid puzzle. Okay. I mean, with all the cat girl shit you have, why not make a party member a fox girl? We have a future concept for a new character later on, the feral-friendly feline, who you have to unferalize through a quest to recruit. So we are going to get a cat person at some point. That much we know for sure. What can I put on the walls? What'll fit on the walls? This works fine. What else? What else? What else? Whoops. Yeah, just like that. Those connect up to the wall. So, what do we want on the walls? Okay, this looks good on the walls. Yeah, I like this. I like this. So get rid of those, drop down to layer 3 to place those back up to layer 4. For crystal balls that are resting on top of those, that looks pretty cool. Okay, some curtains. Curtains work. Send you a link in Discord. Watch it after stream. I'm too lazy to explain it. Alright, gotcha. Thank you for that. I think I like this. I think we've got, like, a pretty decent design for the start of the seminary now. So what we are going to do is shift it in the opposite direction. That's too high. There we go. Can I tell you more about the skeletal villain I showed in the server? Sure, you're welcome to. Scorpion, welcome to the stream. Thank you for your greetings from the Nether Realm. As always, appreciated. Okay. Alright, back down on layer 3. We're going to have a magic circle. And then back on layer 4, we're actually going to have a human skeleton inside the circle. So I think that works. So now we're going to have sort of an altar there. And then just a few seats, and now we will actually start working on the terrain. So back to bottom layers. And don't think I quite like that one. This is a little bit of an intimidating choice. But I think it works. Okay. So it'll go out like this. And then it will spread out. Just like that. Okay. No, that's not enough room. There we go. And blacken the rest of it. Okay. And fix the wall here and the wall here. This whole area will be carpeted. And then the rest of this will have a cobblestone floor. Okay, I think that works. Stick it down to automatic. Have a couple tables here. Just like that. Okay. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, so this will be... Suleiman is from Turkey. Just so we can put an end to this. Now we need some more... Some more stuff on the walls. Fireplaces? Yeah, I think that works. I do still need to adjust this over a little bit. Drag out the cobblestone a little bit more. Fix that. There we go. Now it works. Ah. Hold on. 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay. So we gotta fix this like that. And fix that. Okay. So the skeletal villain, his name is Diablo. He's like a lich sorcerer. Ah, interesting. Layer 3. Up on layer 3, we can have some more decorations. So we're looking for, like, religious sort of symbology. I think that works. Just like a few basic piles of books. Yeah. Okay. Anything else? Anything else for this initial area? Not that I'm seeing. What about curtains in front of the fireplace? Nope, that definitely doesn't work. We can continue with pillars. Pillars are always nice. Put one here. One here, one here, one here. Put a couple in the middle. Alright, Suleiman, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. I mean, I think this works. I think this works for like the outer part of a seminary. We'll just put a couple cracks on the wall. A spot where the wall's been damaged a little more thoroughly. And I feel like I need to do something with the floor here. Maybe just like a carpeted area here in the middle. Okay, I think that works. Where are the ruined tables? Here they are. Whoops. We'll just toss around a couple of those. Just a little haphazardly. And then a few stools that are fine. Okay. Yeah, I think this works. I think that right now is the first part of the seminary done. Okay. So now we're going to make the second part of the seminary. Is there an option to just clear? No? Okay. Well, that's fine. Yoink. So this is going to be the living area. So this is going to be the seminary dormitory. And this time we don't want the temple, we just want, like, rooms. Okay, that looks like a simple enough room. And while we've got a blank canvas, we may as well go ahead and copy this for a library. Ooh, that one's really cool. I like that. Is there something that works for a library? Library. I mean, that one's got books. That might work. Okay, so I guess we'll go with MV Room 1. I guess that'll be good enough. And that will be the library. Alright, let's actually start the work on the living area. Okay. How do I want to do this? Up on layer 3. We want some basic bedrooms. So just like that. We don't really need them to be anything too fancy. And then each room will also have a table. Some shelf decorations. Okay. Whoops. That's fine. Okay, and then a basic wooden stool. Okay. And we're actually going to have to move this a bit. Simply because the walls do not make it practical. Okay. That should be fine. Go right here. That'll work. Okay. Copy the shelves a little bit. There we go. Yeah, I think that's going to work out okay. So this is where the wall goes. Whoops. Not automatic. We just want to put that on layer 1. Just like that. Just like that. Okay. So that's as big as the dormitory rooms are going to be. We need that one to be a little smaller. 1, 2... So the wall goes here. Okay, so the entrance will be here. So So we want to put our walls here. Just like that. And then as far as the floors, we will have just some like simple wood tiling, I think, will be enough. Okay, doesn't need to be especially fancy. Okay. So then we have a hallway. This way that goes back out. This way that goes to the exit. Okay. One, two. Cool. So then up here and up here. All right. That seems to work. Okay. Okay. So I have the living area for the seminary. Honestly, let's just make the whole thing wood. And let's stretch out the exit by one more. Yeah, I think that looks okay. So what other sorts of things do we want here? I think there's like some drawers. Whoops. Yeah, we'll put a couple drawers in each area. Have a few supplies out. Just some goods and sundries. A couple barrels. A bucket of water. A stool and a wash basin, which are going to be here on some stone. There we go. We'll put that back on the automatic layer. Okay, so we have like a watch thing. Wait, do you know Pizza Tower? I have heard of it, I have not played it, and I have not seen much of it. Okay, and then we have this as, like, a little drain. What's this? Ooh. Oh, damn, that's a cool tile. No, that. That works better. Okay. Whoops. Whoops. Go up a tile. Boom. No, that just doesn't work. That just does not work. That is unfortunate. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so we have a wash area. Table up on layer 3. Some cups. A broken bottle up on layer 4. A couple glasses. For the cleaning area, maybe like some dishes that were being cleaned. Quill up there doesn't really work. Oh, sheets. Yeah, sheets work. And I think this kind of works. Like, the whole idea of it is to be fairly modest. And I think it achieves that very well. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. What kind of treasures are we finding out here, though? That is the question. Like, what are some of the things that we are finding in these areas? That is going to the living area. This can be a fancier door that goes into the seminary proper. Okay. Now we just need a few of these. Just for some good transition points. Graveyard Gardens goes out here. And Graveyard Gardens here. Goes out there. And this one connects to the seminary. Facing right. And this one connects to the living area. Facing left. Well, I found 2 defunct Pepsis, which I think could work for a resting place. Sure, please, hit me with them. Okay. Ugh. This looks pretty decent. I could definitely decorate the walls a little bit more. Okay. Put a torn banner here. Put a picture there. A world map here. A clock here. Okay. Pepsi Blue. A berry tasting Pepsi and Pepsi AM. I like the idea of Pepsi Blue. Okay. Treasures, enemies for the necropolis. Pepsi Blue from Malter as his special Pepsi item. We're going to have the Copying Catboy that uses party member skills. Alright, let's go see how these look. I also think I need to darken the whole area. I think that's important. Okay. Good. And the seminary main hall. That looks pretty good to my eyes. Okay. Yeah, I think that works. We are going to need my screen tinting event. Because I want it to be darker. So in the Graveyard Gardens, it is going to be a dark tent. I think that's important. Cool. And the Temple of Darkness. Should also run a darker tent. Okay. Ooh. Okay. Okay, I think I like this. I think that helps to give the whole area a bit of a spookier vibe. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good. It really helps make the greens and the blues pop. But when you get out into Wallachia, it lightens up. Okay. Nope, stop going to that window. Oh my god, please stop doing that. Okay, I think the problem is that I didn't really have... Yeah, it's so dark that you really can't see what's there. I think I actually need to go lighter and not darker. Okay, that works. And now that's actually visible. And in Wallachia itself, this really should be a shorter adjustment. Okay, that looks good. I think that's good. We're making a lot of good work today, although I will freely admit that expending this much mental energy on tasks is always quite tiring. So I've probably got about another, I don't know, maybe half hour or so of design left in me. I mean, I'm finishing the library. I'm working on that right now. That is the goal. So, let's put those up on layer 3. Very good. And 3, 2, 3, just like that. One, two, three. Okay. So this will be the actual, like, library proper. And then we're going to have, like, little end shelves. Okay. I think like some basic carpeting for the whole area is appropriate. Then we can sort of surround that in a layer of wood. Just like that. And start designing the walls. Okay. Just like so. But the library does extend out a bit over here. So this will sort of be like a reading room area. And this is where Thatcher can get a new spell. What kind of spells for Thatcher? Um, that is a good question. This can be where we find the Thatcher magic hat? So Thatcher can get a magic hat. And then it lets you use the hat trick skill. I think that's good. Whoops, not that. We want automatic layering. Couple tables, that's important. Some nice cushioned chairs. Put some things up on the tables, specifically books. And we'll just have stacks of them here and there. Just like that. Maybe a couple scrolls as well. Some pages of notes. Yeah. Yeah, I think that works pretty well. Let's also have like some special books that will be on tables in between. Like this one can have some scrolls on it. This one can have a map. and like a note or something. Um, this one can have a couple blue books. Okay. And now we'll have a few books that are just sort of scattered around. Along with papers and notes. And we'll put an inkwell up there. And a bunch of bookshelves up here as well. Okay. I think that's good enough for the library. It's definitely not my most exciting work, but I think it will get the point across well enough. And it should look quite good in the dark. Let's take a look. Ugh. Okay, library. Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Okay. Okay, that works. All right, we now have all three parts of the seminary built. So in the seminary, I could make it so that there are like 3 or 4 or more specific things lying on the floor. And if you interact with all of them, then Thatcher learns a new spell. That is something I could do. We're also going to have necromancy spell for Thatcher, learned from picking up items in the library. So somewhere in here, you find a key that lets you access the barracks. No. You can already go to the barracks. Something that lets you access specifically the armory. Okay. Okay. Um... I could put it on a zombie NPC. I've got a bunch of zombies around. So I could have one in the living area that you get the key off of. So grab armory key off of a zombie NPC in the living area. Then you access the armory through the barracks. And the barracks entrance is here. So from here... So from here into the barracks, from the barracks into the armory, then the armory connects to the gallery, which we don't really need. I think the gallery... I think the armory should connect to a different part of the graveyard gardens. I think that's the better idea. I think the armory takes you down, over, and then out, like somewhere over here. A different part of the gardens. And then that new part of the gardens connects to the gallery, the manufactorum, and the undead mines. So let's move all of that up here. We want to erase this line here. And we're going to put a new area here. This is going to be Graveyard Gardens Area 2. And then Graveyard Gardens Area 2 connects to the Manufactorum, the Gallery, and then the Undead Mines all separately. And then somehow that part of the Graveyard Gardens, we can have it be like this upper portion, and then we can unlock a gate over here, which then connects this part of the Graveyard Gardens to the post-armory section. Alternatively, I could have another secret entrance into the Temple of Darkness, which you would access from this side. That is another possibility. No, I think Graveyard Gardens Area 2 should connect back to Wallachia. Graveyard Gardens Area 2 can connect back to, let's say, the storehouse. Okay. I think that'll work. So this will be the Wallachia storehouse, which connects back to Graveyard Gardens too. Is the time progress active battle system good? Because I checked and it's just the FNAF World battle system. It's active battle systems have been regularly used in RPGs going back like 30 years and more. They're definitely not just the FNAF World system. I personally prefer them over regular turn-based. But there are pros and cons to what you can do in either type of a system, to be realistic. Turn-based systems allow you to create a substantially more strategic system that requires a lot tighter gameplay than active battle systems do. But I prefer the action of active battle systems to turn-based. Though I've had a lot of fun with both types of systems in different games. Okay. This works. I think this works really well. Okay. The Grim Furnace is also going to have an access point into it. That connects to the basement of the Wallachia Temple, since they have their own mortuary and connection down to the furnaces. Good. So, you go through the first section to get to the armory. From the armory, you go to the Graveyard Gardens. From the Graveyard Gardens, you have easy access back to the surface at the Wallachia storehouse. So this is like your first checkpoint throughout all of this. Then you're going through the Undead Mines to the Flesh Dungeon to the Grim Furnace. And then through the Grim Furnace, you also get an entrance back to the Wallachia Temple. So that'll be like your second checkpoint where you have easy access back to the surface. And this is how you fight the Lich Dragon and get the gallery key. And then back through the Graveyard Gardens Area 2, which you can access a lot more easily. You go through the gallery, and that is how you gain access to the old necropolis, which is accessed off of the main area of the Graveyard Gardens. Okay. So the whole system is sound so far. What we don't know yet is what the hell is down in the old necropolis yet. But we know that eventually the old necropolis is eventually going to lead to the final battle for the area, which is against the False Hydra. So we have a massive multi-layered dungeon comp. A massive multi-layered dungeon complex. And the first big parts of it have now been developed. Okay. So let's take a look at our notes and see what sort of things we need. let's just look through our enemy options. No, none of the basic actor sprites. Although, if I take the ones that are more heavily armored, ideally one that's not showing its face. Doesn't really work. Black Knight. Okay. I like that. Black Knight is enchanted armor. That's an enemy idea right there. Crabs are definitely a possibility. Ooh. Interesting. Okay, very interesting. Realistically, I could use that for the Lich Dragon. Okay, Demon Pot and Crab. So, Crab in the Flesh Pit. Demon Pot. That sort of works. We can definitely go Gnome. Ooh. Okay. Elena's sister is Goddess of Death. That works well. Idea for the drone, CO14, which in Elite would be Cola. That's a good idea. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah, High Monster in Flesh Pits. Flesh Pits is going to be for a lot of, like, chimeras. Hydra could work down... Oh, Ketos. Yeah, that one's weird as hell. Ketos in Flesh Pits. What else we got? Ah, well, there's a Lich. Lich is always good. Matongo and Gnome. Okay, Matongo and Gnome for Fungus. Mech Scorpion, Medusa, Mercenary, Mimic. More of our basic actor types. That's just almost Saber. Yeah, Chimera definitely fits. That one is so cool. I don't quite know what I would do with it. Ooh. Oh, that is a gorgeous dragon. That is utterly horrifying. We got a ghost. I'm seeing a lot of good options. A lot of really good options. No, we don't need a succubus. There's plenty of fire-related stuff I can use for the Grim Furnace. Oh, like a salamander? Yeah, that'd be great. I have no idea what's going on with that guy. A phoenix can definitely be down in the Grim Furnace. There's so many good options. Ooh. Wraith, that could work as well. I like that. Okay, I think that's where I'm going to let off for today. Made a lot of products, made pretty good. I've seen so much FNAF Mimic memes. Every time I hear someone say Mimic, my mind instantly plays the Mimic meme. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for today. Expending this much creative energy actually can be physically draining, and I think I'm at that point. Plus, I have company coming over, and I still need to tidy up a little bit. So thank you all so much for being here today. As always, I appreciate it. Thank you for your wonderful contributions and ideas. I really appreciate it a lot. Project is coming along pretty good. I'm going to keep doing some more map work in between episodes so that the next one we are going to be focusing on enemy design and starting to build some of the events that are going to actually filter our players through their experience in the Necropolis. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I will see you all on the next one. It is time to make the sound to summon the end of the stream. Wow, 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 wow.